Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? It's me, Sophie Nicole Casey, and I'm here live with Felicia Ansah of Leading Ladies Academy. Today, I'm interviewing Felicia, who's going to give you her top tips and process of how to master public speaking. So I'm really, really excited about this. If you're watching on the replay, give us a hashtag replay, but otherwise I'll get into it. So Felicia, first of all, introduce yourself. So, like, where are you based?
So I'm in sunny London. No, it's not really sunny. It's raining out here. So I'm in Southwest London in the UK, and it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, more than welcome. Lovely to have you. So I've actually got two questions I would like you to answer on a personal level before we get into the live. So first of all, what was the last thing you ate?
Well, I wanted to come down and have toast and coffee, but there's no bread left, so I had to have biscuits and coffee.
To be honest, that's fine by me. We don't even get like biscuits out here half the time. So what biscuits were they?
So I like rich tea and ginger nuts, so I had 3 of each.
That's awesome. And then tell me something quirky you've done recently that not many people know about you.
Okay, so I actually done some acting classes beforehand. So I was asked to do part of our Christmas video movie for church. And so I came on with my feather boa and really got into the part. And when I look back, you look so funny and so silly on the screen. But I enjoyed doing it. And it was an updated version of the Nativity story. And so the children were the characters in the play, and they found the stable using Google Maps.
Oh, wow. That's brilliant. That sounds like a right great crack.
It was funny, yeah.
I really missed that about England. Like, I really missed the Christmassy stuff. It's hard to feel festive here. Like, I've got a tree here. You can't see it from this angle, but that's as far as it gets.
Awesome.
Right. Okay, brilliant. So tell me a bit of your backstory. Like, how did you get to where you are now? Like, where did you start?
So my career started as an accountant, and then I was in practice for about 20 years. And I went into accountancy lecturing because I love teaching people. But as I was working with accountants, I found they were good at their job technically, but not very good at leading and managing people. So I went into management and leadership training, and then I started my own leadership training and public speaking company in 2010.
Oh, brilliant. So what were you doing when you realized that was your true calling?
Yeah, so I was working with female executives and directors, and I found that they had this imposter syndrome where they were hiding their light under a bushel. And I was also working with female business owners who didn't realize how much money they were leaving on the table by not being visible. So I made that my crusade to help people in this way.
Yeah, okay. So what was like your big sort of aha or epiphany moment?
Yeah, so I lost my mum when she was 45 and I was 21. And it made me think, because she did 2 jobs so that we could have this amazing life, but she didn't live long enough to enjoy it. So what I want to do is work with women so that they can earn what they deserve and not work themselves into an early grave.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Okay, so like, what is your mission then? What's your ultimate mission out of all of this?
So I'm wanting to work with at least 2,000 women to help me to have financial stability, confidence, and able to look after themselves financially. And also I want to work with women in the developing world to help them to become financially stable and confident as well.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Like, obviously at the moment it's not hard to do something like that. Like, how would that work? Like, how would you go about helping those companies or people?
Yeah, so at the moment within India and Africa, there are organizations who help people to do micro businesses. So women doing beads and making rough baskets and things like that. And so what I would actually do would fund those kind of organizations so that they can help more women in that respect.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's really cool. So when you take on a typical client in this way, then, so how do you sort of get them from A to B in a nutshell?
Good question. So what I would do was, first of all, find out their current marketing strategy. But what I do find is people don't have a strategy. They're just doing random things on social media. So we we really talk about having a coherent marketing strategy. And then I explain to them why videos and lives are very important to their business growth and how they can get quick business growth through doing public speaking and presentations. Then I talk about the instant value of people getting to know, like, and trust you quicker through video. And then you can move people from perspectives to sales very much quicker through video. And then I talk about the 3 secrets to becoming a great speaker.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. So you want to start us off?
Yeah, so basically, if you imagine a pond where you've got your fish, you can be fishing in that pond all day, every day. So we use an analogy to marketing. Facebook ads draw people into your net. They draw people into your pond, so to speak. But then video and lives reel them in and helps you to catch those quicker than any other mode of marketing. So basically what I do, I love Sophie's Facebook page. It's full of videos and you really get to know Sophie's vibes. And people will buy from you a whole lot quicker when they know, like, and trust you because you're building up rapport with them through the videos. So I teach coaches how to move from sight to sell within 3 quick steps. The truth is that people will judge you within the first 15 seconds, of seeing you. So you really have to be on your A game when you're presenting. So let's say, for example, for me, on Tuesday, somebody messaged me in LinkedIn. That's where I am mostly. And she said she wanted to work with me. So I didn't chase her down. What happened was she saw my videos on LinkedIn. She came to my free webinar. And when she was ready, she put up her hand and came into my world to enroll on my high ticket program.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, she hadn't been in touch with you at all before then. She just
just through the rapport I was building on with my Facebook lives and my lives and my videos. That's what drew her closer to me. Yeah. So I get my clients to get people to know what they do, how they can help their clients, and then, like me, how they can get a vibe going with their potential clients so they get drawn closer to them very quickly. So another client of mine, she's an accountant and she has her own accountancy business. And she said to me that she doesn't usually buy things just immediately without having done some in-depth research.
Yeah.
But by seeing me on the videos, she immediately clicked with me. And again, she chased me down on LinkedIn and got onto my high ticket program. By week 3 of us working together on this 12-week program, she had doubled her prices. And now she's looking to get new staff and scale her business so her business is running and she doesn't have to be there on the day-to-day.
That's really amazing, isn't it? It's just like how powerful that is when you go from just like posting occasionally and not really knowing who you're talking to, what you're doing, to like, I'm on a mission, I know this now. I believe I can do it.
I think when we haven't got a strategy, we're random and we waste a lot of time. Because just posting randomly on social media doesn't necessarily mean you're hitting the right kind of people. But when I show you a strategy for how to do it effectively, again, you're just fishing in that pond day in, day out. Yeah. So what I believe is you need to stand out in your niche and you need to do what your competitors are not doing. And what people are not doing a lot of is the video marketing. And I think you need to be seen, literally seen, as an authority in your niche.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically there are 12 types of 12 styles of presenting, and I encourage you to learn at least one of those methods. So I also go through what I call the 3 secrets to gaining high ticket clients. The first secret is how to use nerves to your advantage. Because a lot of people suffer from feeling nervous, anxious about speaking publicly. Because when you do present, you are being vulnerable and people are seeing you warts and all. So we need to show you how to show up with your A game. Then secondly, I teach people how to use what I call solution focused structure. Because when you think about speaking, people don't really care about the inflection in your voice or what hand gestures you do. They really care about, does your presentation solve their problem? So we
Yeah.
look at how to structure your presentation so your potential client knows immediately, yes, this is the kind of person I want to work with. And then the third secret is how to demonstrate your authority. Because what I say is you need to get a high market share. There's so many people out there doing the same kind of thing as you, but you need to stand out above them all. And the quickest way to do that is through public speaking. Also, I know that especially coaches have a difficulty charging high prices for their products. They think, oh, is it worth it? Will people be willing to pay me that kind of money? So I teach you how to demonstrate your value. So I'll give you an example. On Wednesday, somebody contacted me because she wanted to work with me. We didn't discuss money at the beginning. What I let her do was explain to me what her problem was, what she needed help with. Then I talked to her about what my program is about and how it can help solve her problem. And then at the end, I just told her the cost, and she said yes, and she signed up, and I told her she should pay me by today. End of. We didn't
Yeah.
get into that long conversation of me trying to coach her and then convince her to pay me money. Then at the
Yeah.
end, it's that sticky moment of telling you the price, and then they're like, I need to go and think about that, so we don't have that issue with the way I teach you how to market
Yeah, I
your
guess you're
business.
attracting the right people, aren't you? You're not attracting people who are going to have a problem with your prices. That all comes out in the presentation, doesn't it? So that's brilliant.
Definitely. I also show you a LinkedIn strategy around that because I actually put my price on my LinkedIn page. So again, those who are coming to me, they know roughly how much it's going to cost. And the conversation is a confirmation of that. I'll give you another tip actually, because one of my clients was saying she has difficulty saying her price because it was quite a high ticket client. And I said to her, practice now saying out loud, my cost is, the price is, the investment is,
Oh,
and
yeah.
say that amount over and over to yourself so you become comfortable in saying it, it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
you get to the end of the conversation, and the selling is a conversation. It's what's your problem? How's that going against you? This is what I offer. This is how I can help you. So that's the conversation you're having. And then by the end of that conversation, you're saying, okay, now you've seen the value I can offer. This is how much it's going to be to invest. And it's either a straight yes or no. It's not a waffling around that.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. Like when I often change my prices or think about my prices, and then when it gets to that moment, I end up just like dropping it down by 100 or 200 or something. Like I can't charge that. I'm not worth it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And this is one of the things we do. One of the first steps of my program is mindset.
yeah.
Because when you know your value, it's easier to communicate it to people. But you've got to have that belief in your product. And what I say, the problem is, if you start lowering your prices and then you put a lot of effort into working with that client, you're going to feel resentful
Yeah.
eventually. That, why didn't I charge them higher? And other thing I find is people who want to pay you less actually take more of your time.
Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah, it's absolutely true.
They're the ones who want all your time. So yeah, have your high ticket price and stick to that. Have that one price, and either they can afford it or they can't. Because you're adding great value, and I show you how to put a package together, so it's a reasonable and a irresistible offer. Then the price doesn't become an issue because you never want to compete on price with anybody else.
Yeah, totally agree. So I just wanted to ask you about a couple of questions, and then I've got a couple of comments which I'll just read through. So when first of all you said about allowing someone to use their nerves to their advantage, like how does that work?
Okay, so there's a neuroscience about nerves. So at the back of your brain, there's a part called the amygdala. And that's the part of brain that alerts you to danger. So when you seem to be in the way of danger, it goes Nino, 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 and alerts you. But then that kicks in the physiological responses of dry mouth, nerves, palpitations, sweating. And that's what
Yeah.
you feel when you stand up in front of people or presenting on a live, because you feel you're in danger. You're making yourself vulnerable. You're going to be judged. So that's when the nerves seem to kick in. But the same physiological things you have when you're nervous, the palpitations, the sweaty palms, etc., are the same responses you have when you're excited. So rather than saying I'm nervous or feeling nervous, you really need to say I'm excited. I'm excited I'm going to do this live. I'm excited I'm going to share my value with people on this video. And so that's what happens to you physiologically and psychologically. So another thing to think about is, if you say to yourself, I don't want to be fat, your subconscious doesn't hear negatives. So all it hears is, I want to be fat.
Yeah, got you, yeah.
Another way of looking at it is, if I said, don't think of a pink elephant, what do you do?
Yeah, you have to think about the elephant to not think about it.
Precisely,
So,
precisely. So when you say, I'm not nervous, or I don't want to be nervous, you're actually going to have to be nervous because of your subconscious and the way it thinks. So what we do is show you some techniques of how to overcome and use that to your advantage.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Okay, cool. And then the other thing is what would you tell people to sort of like do or say to create the like biggest impact?
Good. So that's a great question. So as I mentioned before, I work with you on the solution-focused structure. That's how to put together your presentation so that you're hitting the right points. And I also explain to my clients that there are 5 things you want to be able to do in your presentation: transform, inspire, inform, entertain, and educate. And when you work those things, not necessarily all 5 at the same time, but at least one of those, when you work that into a presentation, you're likely to be more impactful. And I said there are 12 different presentation styles. So there's also 12 different ways in which you can present effectively.
Okay, that's brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, I've not heard those before. I've heard the educate, inspire, what was that? Educate, inspire, inform, but I hadn't heard the transform one before. That's very interesting.
Yeah. So the transforming one is, how do you put together a presentation where by the end of it, people either do differently, think differently, or behave differently than when they first heard your presentation?
Wow, that's really powerful. Yeah, I love that. Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Right, let's just have a look at, we've got a couple of comments.
All right.
Hey, Marky reads, amazing. Yes. Emily Hassan, hey, Emily, how are you doing? Marky, hey, how are you? I'm not sure who wrote this one, but someone said, haha, such fun questions and responses. And then hi, Sophie and Felicia. Sometimes StreamYard doesn't show who it was. So thank you everyone for watching. If you do have any questions at all, please feel free to drop them in there. Otherwise, Felicia, do you have any like top tips you can give us? Like, what would be your top 3 tips that you could give it now?
So the first thing I would say is get proper training around how to use videos and lives as part of your marketing strategy. Okay, so at the moment, some people are just posting to get likes and comments from their friends and neighbors and family, but that's not getting you sales.
Yeah.
So you need proper training on how to do videos in a way that gets you sales at the end of the day.
Yeah, not just vanity stats, is it? Like popularity contest. It's got to be
precisely. Yeah, precisely. So my strategy at the moment is I'm mostly on LinkedIn, and my friends are not. So at least I know when I'm getting likes and comments and views, it's from people who don't yet know me, but could potentially become my client. So that's what I've done there. Then second thing I'd say is, don't waste your time in life scrolling through social media. You know, you want to be spending time getting in front of your potential clients. Remember the pond. You want to be filling up that pond. And as you know, Facebook ads helps you, but the videos really propel you. And the third thing I'll say is, open your mind to the possibilities that you can have by increasing your visibility, because there's so many things that could happen for your business when you do.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Felicia. So at the moment, like, do you have anything that you're offering that you can offer?
Yes. So what I'd like to offer to those who are interested is a taster working with me for 90 minutes. where I show you at least one of the 12 ways of presenting to get clients quite quickly. And it's going to be what we call Speak Like a Star. That's our program. The STAR stands for S for signature message and solution focused presentation. So I'll show you how to do that. T is for technique. So how to use your uniqueness. So some of my clients have come on saying that they're introverts or they're shy. And that's not going to be a hindrance for them to be good public speakers. So we talk about how to use your uniqueness to your advantage. Then the A stands for authority, and I show you how to convey that on camera. Then the R is for results. So we put it all together and you get to see the responses. So one of my clients, she came on, and then by the end of week 2, she had done her videos. Like every week I get to do a video or a live. So she did her video by the end of week 2. And the comments she was getting from her friends and family, those who know her, was, you know, this was very clear and concise. And that comment really stands out for me.
Yeah.
Because when she first came to me, she was waffling. She was all over the shop. Too many words on that page. And by the time we got to week 2, she'd learned how to narrow down focus her message. So that's what I help you to do over that 90 minutes. Trial.
I can hear my little one crying. Sorry if you can hear them.
No problem.
Well, that's fantastic. Right,
and the offer is open until next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah. So on the screen, you should see you can contact me on my email address, which is my name, Felicia Ansah, 100@yahoo.com.
Yay, brilliant. And if anyone wants to catch you anywhere else on LinkedIn,
yeah. So I'm on LinkedIn, so under Felicia Ansah, and the same under Facebook. My business page is called Leading Ladies Academy.
Leading Ladies Academy. Brilliant. And I'll put the links in the comments as well once we're finished.
Awesome.
So brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me today, Felicia. It's been brilliant.
Thank you. I just want to add at the end, if you're not using video, you're leaving money on the table.
Yeah. It only started this year. Like before this year, I was hiding behind myself. Like I think I went live a couple of times last year, but before I got pregnant, and it was always after having a beer. Like I never did it. And then when I was pregnant with him, I was like, I'm gonna do it now because I can't drink and I need to be able to go live and learn this so bad. Like
I love it. I like, again, that's how I got to know you a bit better. But hello.
He needs mommy to be.
Okay, so, just at the right time as well. Can we just come into the end, isn't it? That's great. Yeah. Hello. He's just hungry. He's not interested in anybody else.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Sophie.
Yeah, and no, thank you for coming on. It's been brilliant. All right. Take care. I'll see you soon.
Okay, then.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.